All right, guys, I'm finished off with rapid reaction. A lot of topics, a little bit of time. Let's go, Jay.
All right. Northwestern has rewarded football coach Pat Fitzgerald with a new 10-year contract. So, Drink, where would you rank Fitzgerald among current college football coaches?
Well, I'm just gonna go with Division One. So in Division One, we got 128 to 130 coaches in Division One. Listen, I think he's smooth somewhere in the top 15. I would have to actually break it down, because you gotta. It's a lot of things that go into who's the best coach and why they're the best coach, right? So I think he is in the top 15 somewhere. Here's the deal: Hey, Northwestern, good job, good sign. I don't have a problem with that. 10 years is a bit much, but hey, maybe who knows what you get out of those 10 years. Um, but I think he deserves it. I think Pat Fitzgerald deserves a 10-year contract for Northwestern. One thing we do know is, hey, that defense is going to be top notch when he get there. If he can just somehow evolve that offense to make him competitive in the Big Ten Conference, I think a lot more people will have him higher on the list. But I think it's well deserved. I'm not mad at it, but yeah, I got him somewhere in the top 15. Saints GM Mickey Loomis said the team would not be going into rebuilding mode, although he admits this is shaping up to be a daunting offseason. Assuming Drew Brees retire, how competitive can the Saints be next year, Jay?
I still think they'll be competitive. I don't know that they'll be quite as dominant as they have been lately with four straight NFC South titles. I think they'll, Drew Brees, goes on, moves on. I still think they'll be able to. I still think there's enough there to compete, be in that wild card hunt. But you got to remember, I don't think Drew Brees is necessarily the strength of this team any longer, especially this year. I think the running game and that defense was kind of what did it. So they're going to have to get the quarterback position solidified. But I think Mickey Loomis is right. I don't think it'll be a rebuild, but it will be sort of a retooling. Reigning Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith says he has talked with Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa about a possible reunion in Miami, and he did that in an appearance with NFL Network yesterday. Do you think the Dolphins should draft Devontae Smith?
Who the number one wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins?
Devontae Parker.
Right. You're damn right they're gonna draft him. The new Toronto Blue Jays outfielder George Springer said he thinks his new team young core has similarities to the group he played with in Houston that ultimately won a World Series in 2017. Do you see the same similarities?
Love my boy George, but no, I think George is being a little bit too optimistic. He got to say this, pump some excitement into the Canadian fan base up there. But I don't see what he's talking about. They got some nice young talent, but I don't think it's on the level of the Altuves and the Correas and the Bregmans and all those guys. Now, unless they're gonna do some shady sign stealing stuff, but it will just. I don't know. Maybe if they do that, they'll maybe if they do that, I'll believe him.
Like a man.
After axing Jeremy Pruitt, Tennessee has hired former Central Florida head coach Josh Heupel. I don't think the last UCF coach to land a job has done all that well so far. Drink. Well, how do you think Heupel will do in the SEC?
The last UCF coach. That's like we talking about. Give me the last Group of Five coach that came in the SEC and did something after Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer went from Utah to Florida, and we know the history. But listen, and that was before Utah joined the Pac-12. Let me make that clear because I know some people are like Utah part of the Pac-12. That was back in the day. But no, I think he'll come in, he'll get a few dubs, and he'll be out in 3. Like you don't come in the SEC with some old, do-it-yourself resume. That don't really work in the SEC. You're gonna have to come there with some salt dripping off your clothes there a little bit, and Heupel ain't it. It's cool. UCF is cool, but it's not Vanderbilt. So whatever. We'll see how that go. NFL teams are beginning to reach out to Detroit to see what it might take to acquire Lions quarterback Matt Stafford. Do you have a team in mind that should especially be interested in Stafford?
Yeah, I think you mentioned a good candidate, the Colts earlier. The Colts should be interested in Matt Stafford and Carson Wentz. I think the team we just referenced, the New Orleans Saints. I mean, New Orleans Saints get their hands on Matt Stafford. I mean, I think they'll continue to cruise. I think that would be a great addition. Newly acquired Indiana Pacers guard Karis LeVert will be out indefinitely after a surgery that removed a cancerous mass on his left kidney. And thankfully, he is expected to make a full recovery. Your reaction, Drink?
I don't know if that's painful or not, but I think Karis LeVert played some pretty doggone good basketball with a mask on his kidney. Like, I don't like. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't know how that feels to walk around with that inside, but to think about how good he's been in these last couple of seasons, and then you hear this, you like, um, that's quite something for me. He's gonna make a full recovery. I love to see that. And I hope he come back and be the star that he seemed that he was gonna be before his season got cut short. So man, I don't like to hear this about players, but they're humans too. Stuff happen to them just as well as the average Joe. And he gonna make a full recovery, and I'm glad to hear that. And we'll be here for you, LeVert, when you get back here. The Philadelphia Phillies have signed catcher JT Remuto to a 5-year, $115 million deal. Was this a good investment for the Phillies, Jay?
I suppose it was. I've been told he's the best thing ever, behind the plate. But I think, for me, Philadelphia, they make a lot of headlines, and free agents and all these great signings and everything. The name Bryce Harper comes to mind. It'd be great if they try winning something. So, don't worry about winning the headlines in the offseason. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe let's take a crack at winning the NL East. That's my advice to them. Interesting news out of Los Angeles, as the Rams are expected to have an open quarterback competition this offseason if Jared Goff isn't traded. That doesn't seem quite how you'd treat your franchise quarterback, huh, Drink?
I guess you got to be a franchise quarterback first. Here's the deal. We have made this very clear. And finally, the Rams have told the truth about Jared Goff. We've been on this soapbox for like the last year and some change about why would you pay him? What we haven't seen anything out of Jared Goff to make you think he's a franchise quarterback. Oh, but you're gonna pay him like that. Okay, cool. Now you're in competition. What was the other guy's name? Waffle? Oh, come on. Yo, see, this is what we talking about with that credit card. For all the people that's listening, and we keep referencing credit cards, and y'all like, what are they talking about with credit cards? This is what I'm talking about. They paid all this money, and now they stuck with like, do we keep this dude or not? This is unbelievable. But no, that is not how you treat a franchise quarterback. But step one, become a franchise quarterback first if you want to get treated better. Last one, Steph Curry and Golden State Warriors face Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns tomorrow night. Jay, who you got?
Still a wee bit uncomfortable, giving any credibility to the Phoenix Suns at this particular moment in time. If it's Steph Curry, I'll go with Steph and the Warriors.
All right, that concludes today's Drink of Wisdom. I'm Cody Ward.
I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinker. And remember, make tomorrow better than today. And make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.